How is everyone doing this evening? What
Cheers,
a
y'all.
week.
I'm disappointed the Masters is over, I'll be honest with you. Like, can we wait all year for this weekend? Like,
hey, I got another tournament to go to this week, so.
You do.
You do.
That is fair.
I mean, first off,
Rory.
Let's get right into it.
Rory, like, again, when you look at, so we all missed on this one and the synergy around it, and it's kind of disappointing because Nick Faldo, the only European to go back-to-back, went back-to-back in 89 and 90. And Rory has now won the 89th and 90th Masters. And all three of us missed
that.
Here's the thing. It's going back-to-back in any sport, whether it is New York Yankee championships, Patriots Super Bowl wins, Houston Astros banging on.
Can we talk about the Bulls? I don't want to talk about the Yankees. No, we're not going to talk the cheating Astros. We're not going to do that.
But back-to-back in anything, especially in an individual sport such as golf, where a blade of grass, a gust of wind can change everything. And it is just an amazing feat to see somebody like that go back-to-back at one of the hardest tournaments out there.
Well, it's only the fourth time it's happened.
Yes. And first since Tiger in 2001 and 2.
Yep.
Right. You know what? I'm going to tip my cap to Rory. I had a conversation with my dad and Steve. And Greg, I think I may have asked you this question on Friday, is that if Rory shoots even par over the weekend, does he win? And he shot 73-71 to shoot even par over the weekend and won. And again, it's a marathon, not a sprint. He put himself in that position to do that. And then when he does it, that golf course was not easy. They had total control of the golf course. Mother Nature had no control of it. Augusta National had complete control of that golf course and to get it to where they wanted to. And they had I think, an exceptional golf course for the week.
I think they always have this course in pristine conditions. I think sometimes golf fans, society puts too much pressure on golf courses and expects them to be what we expect at Augusta every single year. But let's be honest, Mother Nature plays a factor in this. Even Augusta does get to control a lot that's on there, but Mother Nature still plays a factor in this. When stuff blooms, how it grows in, the wind, everything that's out there is a part of this course. But the thing about golf is, doesn't matter what the course looks like, everyone has to play the same course. Right. You might not play it from the same angle, but everyone plays the same course.
You might even not even played in the same conditions between a morning and an afternoon round.
Augusta does a difference. I think Augusta does a really good job. They do a really good job of trying to keep the conditions the same throughout the day. I think they're lucky. Again, they were the inventors of the sub-air system. And with what they've set up in the golf course and what they've done around that golf course, a week like this, you just have total control. You have this cool experience, and you can make the golf course as hard and fast as you want or as soft as you want, because you can put anything you want to in it. Like, throw water on it overnight, great. You don't want to throw water on it overnight, you want to double cut and roll them, let's go. Like, they're going to do a great job of that golf course being in amazing condition. I think, one thing, when we went back in 23, we were there for Wednesday, which is a much shorter day out on the golf course. And the golf course closes at noon and you have to go over to the par 3. Tuesday being there this year and the golf course being open all day, I saw some different things that I'd never seen before. In the third hole, for example, just how much practice these guys put in to knowing what shots to hit. I saw Max Homa spend 30 minutes on third green.
Well, the thing with this course that's different than any other major is they play this course every single year. And Augusta does a good job of historic flag placements, keeping stuff in the same areas, which is amazing because the players, like you said, they'll spend an hour on a hole practicing Thursday or Friday, Saturday.
By the way, Justin Giles is watching. What's up, Justin? He's watching on the gram tonight. Justin from Upswing.
Nice.
Hey, I hope you guys had a great time there. And you are right. The undulation, it's insane.
Justin, my son's clubs made it in my travel golf bag with my clubs. That Upswing bag, I will tell you, fits in a Caddy Daddy travel bag with my golf clubs, and traveled here safely to South Carolina, and be.
That's good to know because I may have to do the same thing with Will's coming up here.
Oh, they fit. Nice. It fit perfectly. I was able to fit 2 bags in that Caddy Daddy bag. I had the Upswing bag and my bag. So
my Upswing bag is a little bigger than your Upswing bag, so we'll see.
Yeah, my guy's a little smaller and a little younger.
Yeah.
What's up, Ocala golfer? So there's been a lot of talk since, like during the Masters when Rory worked out to a big lead, and then since on his arrival and practice leading up to the Masters, and should he be allowed to do that?
Here's the thing. Everyone has the same opportunity. Everyone has the opportunity to go play Augusta if you are invited, and you can take advantage of it if you have the time, and Rory made the time to take advantage of it.
Yep.
It's not like he had any special treatment that was out there. It sounds that way. The media plays it off that way, but there wasn't special treatment out there like it's being portrayed in the mainstream media.
Kevin Kisner, who wasn't playing in the Masters, even said he saw Rory at Augusta because he was out there playing around.
Yeah.
So, and you can't tell me that Rory, one of the most popular players on tour, and I honestly think there's a handful. Tiger.
He got one of those tee times off golf now.
Now, Arnold, Jack. Arnold and Jack, I know, are full members at Augusta. Arnold was, Jack is. I think Tiger will get a full membership at Augusta, and I will almost guarantee that Rory gets a full membership at Augusta because of the fact he's so well liked, especially by the membership there.
Well, and that's the thing. I think there's only, 6, I read, PGA professionals that have had a.
I think so.
And yeah, it's very selective. There's only 300 members at Augusta, and you have to
What's up, Mr. Clutt?
Be invited by another member, and then you have to go through a panel for that. So that's why certain people have never and never will get into Augusta. And that's what it is. It's a small exclusive club. I think that's an okay thing. I don't think I'll ever be a member, but if I ever had the chance, I'd be completely ecstatic and then think Augusta's making some. You're going to get the chance, and as a player, you get the chance to play this if you're invited. So why not take advantage of that?
Correct.
You know, Rory's one of those, he doesn't need to go and play in Valspar. He doesn't need to go play Houston. Doesn't need to play some of those Florida swing events, unless it's elevated. He's not playing at, Hilton Head this weekend. Rory's afforded that opportunity because Rory is good and wins golf tournaments, and he can kind of pick and choose where he wants to go. We've all heard the Jim Mora playoffs. Get better, win golf tournaments, do what you want.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here laughing. The Ocala golfer said,
Sorry, Bradley.
I need one of you. I need one of you to get an Augusta membership so I can go as your guest.
Well, if it ever happens,
Okay,
we'll see what we can do.
We'll see what we can do.
I'll probably invite you before Steve. I'll be honest about that. Ocala golfer.
Wow. Having total control of the golf course this week, and there were some comments, and John Rahm said afterwards, have you ever seen, there were a lot of areas that were a little on the purple side. There were a lot of areas where the spectators walked that were brown, which you haven't seen in years past because of the lack of rain, because they did throw water on the golf course there. What's your opinion of how are the conditions at Augusta this year when they had total control of the golf course?
For me, because, I spent the first basically 2.5 rounds listening to it on Sirius XM on channel 92. They really weren't talking. Yeah.
Arby's, we have the meats.
Yes, we're not sponsored by these two. Let's keep moving on.
Yeah. The radio broadcast did not mention anything about the course conditions or anything like that. So, you guys bring, when I sat down and watched, late Saturday afternoon and most of the day Sunday is when I really first started noticing, some of those spots out there. But having, just being on my headset and working, I really didn't understand, the course conditions until I got a chance to really sit down and watch a full broadcast of it.
I will say I noticed it more this year than other years. Behind the green, a little spots on the green that were brown, but not unplayable or looked bad. They just looked. They haven't had a lot of rain. They haven't got would hope from some of the grass. And I actually appreciate this year that they didn't spray paint the course that they've done in the past. And people don't understand that. They paint this course sometimes. They paint other courses too, because they want it to look green when they didn't get the weather that they were hoping for this season.
Yeah.
And you know what? If it's green for 90% of the course and there's some brown spots out there, especially the walkway paths, because Steve, you even said this, it felt like it was more crowded this year than we've seen in years past there. Yeah. And I even noticed that on TV. I noticed that it looked like, especially the par 3 contest looked more crowded than when I was there last year and when we were there 2 years ago. But the condition of the overall course, I think, looks fine. And as golfers, we all complain about golf conditions. We all complain about playing conditions when we're out there. It's part of playing golf. But to be honest, it's a course. It's out in nature. That's what it's going to be like. And that's what I like. I like it. I like it El Natural.
I appreciated the fact that they kept the golf course how they wanted it. And Tuesday we were out there and it was late in the day. Everybody was done on the front 9 and the maintenance crew was on 9 with hoses and they were watering down the downslope on 9 and they were already out there working on it. And I've got to tell you that they were doing to that golf course what they wanted to do to the golf course to keep it where they wanted it. And I will give them a lot of credit. I didn't think – Steve said to me he thought 12 under was going to win. I asked him, I said, if I give you 4 rounds of 70 before you teed off tomorrow, do you think you'd have a chance to win? And he said, no, 12. And I said, okay, that's fair. And he said, only because where they can get the pins and the things that they can do to make birdies, somebody will make a charge and we'll get to 12. And I said, that makes sense. I can buy into that.
4 rounds of 70 would have put you in 9th place.
Still be back next year.
You wouldn't be back next year, but you still were in 9th place. With
you're still in 9th place.
And Xander Schauffele.
And I think that when you look at the golf course when you look at the shots that were hit. I'm going to tell you right now, one of the guttiest golf shots I've ever seen anybody hit, and he said he pushed it, was the 9-iron that Rory hit on 12 on Sunday.
I don't know. Rose's shot that wrapped around a tree and got like a foot from the hole was pretty gutsy.
On 7? Yeah, that was a pretty good golf shot. The problem was he followed that up with the approach shot on 11, which was one of the worst golf shots I've ever seen anybody hit.
that is true.
I felt bad for him, but that was really a bad golf shot.
Did we see the start? Justin Rose, he's 45 here, contending. Could have been the second oldest, to win at Augusta after Jack. But did we see the start of his villain's origin story? Here at Augusta, the last couple times he's been there, and he's just fallen down. We've seen his face. Steve, you and I talked about this earlier, and I said my father-in-law mentioned it. He looked like Emperor Palpatine at some points in time. Coming in, his face, his eyes just kind of sunk back into his head.
There was a point that I'm not going to argue that, Dave. I actually saw it, and I was like, he looks like a villain in a bad movie. Like,
let me ask you this. Speaking of villains, is Justin Rose to the Masters what Phil Mickelson is to the U.S. Open?
Wow.
I thought Rory pulled a Phil there on 18. I saw that tee shot and I went, it's Phil at Winged Foot.
I mean, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Is that Justin Rose at the Masters now?
So you bring that up. Did Rory as much win the tournament because he went 73-71, or did everybody else lose it?
No, last year Rory almost gave. Last year Rory almost gave it away. This year, I feel Rory held on to it.
Yeah. He put himself in a position to hold
but
on.
he held on to it. He
played steady.
I felt like maybe the first few holes. What?
He played steady.
I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna throw Matt's comment up here first. Matt, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I think if you're gonna call him Mr. 44, I'm gonna call him Haitong Lee, and that dude needs an invite every year to Augusta because he's the most fun player in the field. And I don't care. The 10 he made on 13 was, yes, it was a 10 on 13, and that played a role in that 44. But let's be real, like, that dude is a lot of fun.
Well, Steve, you and I talked about this with
Daniel.
him.
You are right here. Nobody chased. If Cam makes a putt or two early on, and Cam didn't make any putts on the back nine at all.
Hey, Steve.
If Cam makes a putt on the back nine, he wins.
Steve, I want to go back to the last comment about Lee.
Mm-hmm.
You and I talked about this. I think he actually helped Scotty because the two of them have fun playing together. And even though he played bad, when you play sometimes with your buddy and they're playing bad, you can still play very well. And
case in point, me playing with the two of you.
That's also true.
Greg, we had this conversation yesterday. The fact that we didn't see a single shot from Haitong Lee's 10 is the worst TV in the history of television.
Here's the thing. I do think
CBS's broadcast of Rory's winning putt.
If
where they
it would
blocked
have
out the
been
camera
on
angle.
Sunday, you might have seen more of it. But with all the other drama that was going on, they're not going to show that.
Now, here's the
story.
We haven't mentioned his name, but Russell Henley played lights out. He just couldn't make a putt on Sunday.
I can say the same thing about Cam Young.
Yeah.
Cam Young didn't make a... Okay. So, somebody did a tracker of shots shown on Sunday and where players finished. We saw all 71 of Rory's shots. He finished first. We saw 67 of Cam Young's shots. He finished T3. We saw
he was also playing with the guy who finished first.
Right. Justin Rose, we saw 51 shots, finished T3. Scotty Scheffler, we saw 50 shots, finished second. Russell Henley, 39 shots, finished third. Sam Burns, 21 shots, T7. We saw 19 of Shane Lowry's shots, who finished T30th. Terrell Hatton finished T3. We saw 16 shots.
So I'm going to say this about Shane Lowry. The luckiest hole-in-one champion alive.
Yep.
That's why you're following him, because you're just thinking he's going to hit in the cup. His hole-in-one record is everyone's dream par 3 course. He has 2 at Augusta, not at 12, but 2 at Augusta.
No, he has one at 12.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, no,
Only
he has
4
one 16.
people have one at 12. He has 16 and 6. Only he has
7 at
TPC, Sawgrass, and 7 at Pebble. Like, he has 2 of the best 3 plus the best course. Like, that's the most amazing hole-in-one resume on the planet.
I still don't have one. Oh, Dave, speaking
And
of
he has
hole-in-ones, by the way, on Monday last week, I talked to Sweeney. He called me on the way up to Augusta. You were still the only person to have one on the second hole at French Lake.
Yay!
Sand Creek par 3 course, Dave, is the only one. First and only.
With the Bridgestone mindset.
You hold the same esteem as number 4 at Augusta, only has 1 hole-in-one at the Masters.
Yeah.
It's the only one that has 12 has 4, 6 has now 7, and 16 has like 40.
Yeah.
Don't forget to dial in your game with the Bridgestone Tour B featuring Mindset Technology. The visual cues help you focus, commit, and roll it pure. Same tour level performance now with a smarter way to lock in. Find your fit and play the Tour B.
I will tell you, this golf ball made all the difference in my golf league last night. You know what else helped me in my golf league last night?
What's that, Greg?
My Cobra DS Adapt driver and my Cobra irons. If you are looking to change your game and elevate your game, make sure you are checking out Cobra Golf for all of your golf club needs.
Ain't that truth?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so let's talk about Liv.
You mean Terrell Hatton?
Yeah.
Or Sergio.
We're going to get to that. Don't worry. We're going to get to that. We'll leave that.
Or my illustrious pick for the Masters, who got his bag carried by Sergio.
Or we could also talk about this.
He was building castles in the sand.
Yeah, between 18 and 11, like the 3 that he took to get out of 11.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that Liv, here's what I said. Liv always has claimed, oh, it's the best, and every Liv fan has said it's the best golfers in the world playing out there. Is it? Is it really? Because you've won 2 majors technically. One of those majors, they have come back to the PGA Tour.
Mm-hmm.
The other one didn't make the cut this week, and is a great golfer, but I was playing with some friends a few weeks ago, and he goes, man, when I play with you, it elevates my game. And I said, yeah, when you play with better golfers, you play better. Liv does not play with better golfers, so they're not playing better when they get to these majors. Let's be honest.
I'm going to throw Daniel's comment up here right now really quickly. I have 2 takes on this. One, since Bryson said it was a par 67, he's yet to shoot 67 and break that number. And 2, whenever Bryson plays bad, it's always the equipment's fault. It's
never his fault.
It's never his
this
fault.
time he built his own equipment, or at least a 5-iron,
and blamed that on it. Like,
Yeah.
again, I don't. That's the problem that I have when you look at what Bryson is doing. Is you look at this and you say to yourself, "Stop pitching. Just go play golf." Like at the end of the day, he was running around signing autographs on Tuesday, and everyone's like, "Oh, Bryson." Again, I'm not surprised. I think the biggest thing, because I'll be honest with you, Dave, you picked John. I thought about going hard in on Bryson this week because he's played well on the Live Tour. He and John have both played well on the Live Tour.
Yep.
I also question the golf course difficulty they're playing on the Live Tour and the field depth on the Live Tour. Like, there's a lot you can look at and say you've got almost 50% of that field is past their prime. So John Rahm's top 10 list or whatever it is, I think he's finished 11th once. Everything else has been in the top 10 on Live Tour. I just don't think these guys are playing golf courses hard enough to play when you get to the majors. Bryson has been, Brooks and Bryson have been the only two that have won since going there. And I think that at the end of the day, you have to take a long, hard look at what they're doing out there and question a lot of it.
You look at two people that have left, and Brooks is playing. He had a really good weekend there at Augusta, but let's talk Patrick Reed for a second. Here, and I think his attitude since leaving Live, going and playing on the DP, he's about to earn or will earn his tour card back with his victories on the DP World Tour. Was really up in contention until he went and shot like 94 on Sunday. But those two guys, they've left. They're now playing more and more competitive golf, and you're seeing it in their game when they're playing events. Now, granted, we're not watching Patrick Reed play because he's in a completely different time zone and day, but we're seeing the highlights. We're seeing the scores. And I think that was reflective of not only him being a past champion at Augusta and how well past champions play, but where he is in his game since leaving Live and playing more of a full-time schedule.
So let me add to that, Dave, because I think the best thing there is he's grinding it out now. He's doing what you do to get your tour card. He's out there on the DP World Tour playing these events. He's not over there playing in Live where you've already made your money, so you're not taking it seriously.
Daniel, I will go the other route there. Don't worry about that.
But what I'm saying here is what I like is that Patrick Reed is out there grinding and playing against a deeper field, deeper competition, and he's not playing on this basically sunshine tour that Live is turning into. It's not as competitive, and you're seeing it in the major. Terrell Hatton was the only Live player to shoot under par.
Yep.
Rahm got to even. Dustin Johnson got to even. Rahm was +1. Charles Schwartzel was +12.
Sergio
didn't
was
even make the cut.
A broken driver away.
Sergio was +8 and a broken driver and a warning at Augusta.
Yeah.
And a
third of a hole. We're not gonna, to Daniel's point here, Patrick Reed is Patrick Reed, and what he's done is what he's done. We're kind of talking about the here and now of where he is going. I think that cheating scandal is going to follow him throughout his career.
Everywhere he goes. Yeah.
Oh, he 100% cheated multiple times.
Yeah. I just think there's a scrutiny about it, but we're just talking about where he is now and what he is doing since leaving Live.
Yeah.
I will tell you this. Everybody else was paired up, and there were groups on Tuesday, and there were certain groups that you could tell, like Rahm and Sergio had a couple of the other Spaniards out on the golf course, had a couple of the other Live guys out on the golf course with them. And there were some groups that you could tell that were put together for a reason. Tuesday's practice round, Patrick Reed played by himself amongst a bunch of other groups around him. And no one tried to pair up with him. And to me, that is a very telltale sign of either he wanted to play by himself or there's a lot of questions there. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
I don't know why you wouldn't want to play with a Masters champion.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go Sergio and Bobby Mack getting conversations from the competition committee chair.
Things happen, frustration happens, especially when somebody like, MacIntyre and Sergio, from where he was in his career, I think frustration's got the best of everybody, and that could happen on, and I said this, before we went on, it can happen on any golf course, and I think it is just highlighted because it is Augusta. It's still.
I want to go back to Greg's text message, and I was sitting in church. I'll be honest with you, I was sitting in church on Sunday morning.
So was I. I was watching the Masters.
And my phone buzzed, and it said Sergio just snapped his driver on a cooler on the second hole. My response: "That's cute, LOL."
Yeah.
And then the screenshot of Jeff Yang, the chairman of the competition committee at the Masters, speaking to Sergio on the fourth tee, with Greg's caption underneath, and it said, "Good." And I'm going to leave it at that.
And that's what it needed to be. I mean, and then 2 seconds later, he's carrying John Rahm's bag down the fairway, and you're like,
I will get the explanation for that. I understand the explanation for that.
Perfect explanation for that.
Correct.
But
and there's a perfect explanation.
You put this entire hole together?
Right.
What was going on?
Yeah.
Right. So, no, there was a perfect explanation for what happened. But no, I get it. Like, it happens. Kind of. Not there. It doesn't happen there. And yeah. I think Sergio's post-round presser was terrible. I think his statement today was his PR social media guy saying, you need to release a different statement than what you said on Sunday. And that's what the statement that he released today got released, because at some point...
You done messed up, Aaron.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. I think he and Scotty Scheffler went to the same microphone school. And next question. That's a stupid question. Next.
Funny story. Jason Sobel asked him that question.
Yeah,
and I knew who asked him the question. And I was sitting there laughing at the answer.
Well, he even said he apologized to Jason Sobel.
Oh my OG.
So here's the thing. Was it you that did this? No, because we all saw, what was it? When Sergio was in a bunker and just literally blew up after his third shot out of the bunker and would just start hitting sand everywhere. Like, this guy is a hothead. He can't control it. You just don't do that. Like, we've all gotten mad on it. But come on, man.
Mm-hmm. You need to have some class in this game.
At this place.
Daniel, I didn't see this. So I'm going to need to go back and look at this, because this is new to me. I'm going to assume it was the alignment on the second. I'm going to assume it was the alignment on the second shot on 9, because his caddy was behind him, but he also had the club up, and the caddy stepped away before he addressed the ball again. So, there's a lot of questions on that, and I will agree with that. I think Cam didn't make a putt on the entire back 9. Like, he had a bunch of birdie looks on the entire back 9 and didn't make one of them. And you were like, when are you going to make one? When are you going to make one? Like, at Sawgrass, he made the ones he needed to, and he never made one on the back 9. And you were like, burned a bunch.
I think the most telling point of knowledge of Augusta, you saw when Rory and Cam both ended up behind the green on was it 11 or 12. Rory putted and he's aiming 25 feet left and nestled it up there to about a foot
13.
or two to the hole.
13.
And Cam chipped it, and you just watch that ball continue to run.
I think.
Well, and here's the thing. I think about the rules official addressing it. Augusta does it right. Augusta addresses pace of play. Augusta addresses things and lets you know, hey, we're looking at this. We're not saying there might be a ruling right here. They might tell you there's a ruling right there. Or, hey, you busted your driver over a cooler. You need to calm down. Augusta addresses it. They don't. CBS is told, do not cover it. Don't show that if you can avoid it. So, but they address it. So you're going to hear this a lot in those pressers because the players are going to talk about it because it affects their game. They're asked questions about what's going on there. But this is what Augusta does right in a golf tournament. They're out there addressing these things. They're out there talking to the players. They're out there when something happens and make sure it happens. You don't see slow play at Augusta.
No.
Half a hole behind at one point, but they keep up. The Masters keeps moving. This is what every other professional golf tournament needs to be like. And the Masters, I think, does it right. That's where I think this comes from.
I'm not going to go down the road to call us content creators. We're podcasters. We're media, right? Is what we are. We talk
We're
news.
three dudes that have computers and hope people listen to us. Let's just call us what we are.
And I appreciate
Facebook
Daniel listening to us tonight. There's a lot of golf industry people listening to us tonight, and I appreciate that. There were a lot of content creators that ended up with influencer badges at Augusta this year. Now, I don't know that I've ever seen an influencer badge at Augusta. And then there was the idea of, and there's been a lot of noise, and I don't know that I will necessarily agree with the noise on this, of Kevin Hart and Jason Kelsey at the par 3. My first problem is that I think we're three pretty cool dudes that if you gave us some meta glasses, we would definitely go out and give you some great content at Augusta.
I did not wear mine to Augusta last year on purpose.
Correct.
Yeah.
But what's your opinion on when you and I'm going to separate this in two categories. Let's start with the influencers. You have an influencer that comes out and says, "Oh, I'm going to the Masters today. Maybe I'll like golf after this." Should that be somebody that's getting influencer credentials?
Absolutely not. I am sick and tired of like random influencers, and especially after what we saw at the Waste Management with what's his name paying someone to yell in someone's backswing.
Yes.
Like this influencer crap is not a place on the golf course. Like we would go more as a journalist and talk about it, talk about what's going on, and then report back to everyone that watches our show. And we appreciate our fans, love our fans on this show. Thank you for watching. That's what we would do. But I think this like, oh, I have to go look at the pretty flowers, or I don't like golf, but I just want to be here because everyone else wants to be here. I don't want that stuff. I don't want to see that stuff. And maybe there's a market for it. Maybe it helps the brand grow, because I do think social media can help brands grow.
Yeah.
But I don't want to hear the comment like every golfer out there is cringing that waits to get Masters tickets, and this person gets them and goes, "Oh, maybe I'll like golf after this."
Yeah.
No.
Right.
If you don't allow GoPros, and as Dave, you said, be in the moment at Augusta, don't allow meta glasses at Augusta. Because they shouldn't
you don't
be
allow
filming there. I don't care if
DJI
there's social
Action
media.
5s. I'm not going to say.
Yeah, and I think we saw a lot of backlash from purists on Kevin Hart and Jason Kelsey being there. I think Eric makes a great point there. Wednesday is entertainment. No issues with those guys there. And here's the thing.
I agree with that. 100%.
I think it is a current fad, we'll call it, of people like
Kelsey's?
that, being there in that moment. I have no problem with that on Wednesday, and I don't think it's detracting from what the par 3 is becoming.
Dave, I want to say, you just said it right there. Just detracting or distracting. We all worked at Disney. We were all told you don't distract from the show. I don't think this did that.
So here's my take on it.
And here's the thing. We bring up the Disney point. We've all worked there. I follow a lot of cruise line content for Disney. Those media cruises and things like that. They are all handpicked by Disney on who is going on those media cruises, which vloggers are out there, everything. And I think Augusta, somebody may need to take a good, hard, long look at which influencers they're inviting to the tournament. There's nothing wrong with influencer vloggers or podcasters being there for one of the practice rounds to, do their shtick. But I think they need to take a long, hard look on which ones that are actually out there doing proper golf content and aren't just out there for, views and clicks.
So
proper golf content, like the golfing dads.
We volunteer as tribute. We volunteer as tribute on this one. Here's my take on Kelsey and Kevin Hart being there. It's not like, and everyone's like, oh, they shouldn't be there. This isn't the first time that you have had somebody famous. David Robinson is caddied in the par 3. Andy Roddick has. Kelly Tillman used to caddy for Arnold Palmer in the par 3. And yes, I'm not going to go down the road of famous girlfriends that have caddied, because obviously there's been a few of them that have caddied. That
didn't Niall Horton carry
holds a tournament for his grandchildren?
Niall has caddied. Niall has caddied for Rory. So I don't think that them being there necessarily distracts a lot of things in the par 3. I don't. I had no problem with Jason Kelsey. I'll be honest with you. On Tuesday, I watched Jason Kelsey walk into the back entrance and walk into the exit of the merchandise building. I had to wait in line. He walked into the exit.
I'm going to play I'm going to play a comment from earlier. Where is it? I can't find it now. Oh man. Oh no, there it is.
Yeah. So,
but right, like Bradley, I agree with you on this comment.
Yeah,
it's the par 3 contest. Lighten up and enjoy it. Again, do we as the golfing dads love seeing the kids out there? Yes, we do.
100%.
The families.
But
Bryson's not married, doesn't have kids. So
no,
if Bryson shows
take
up
your
with
kid
Kevin
of Kevin Hart
caddy,
out there with you.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he's as big as. I mean, I feel like both of my kids are bigger than Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart should have. Here. No, okay. We all have the upswing clubs. All of our kids use them. I think upswing needs to set up on number 9 to let kids that need a club to try and clear the water there that are hitting. They need to be swinging upswing clubs there on one of the holes for if that's what they're going to swing. We saw it with Fitzpatrick's kids. He almost made it, but he's really choked down on Dad's club there. Let's have some upswing golf clubs out there at Augusta for those kids to hit and enjoy their moment in the sun.
But here's the thing with the par 3 that I like Scott Van Pelt
Kevin Hart
covering,
can hit them too.
I think Scott does a great job out there. Wyndham Clark was in the booth a little too long. After a while, it was like, Wyndham, why are you still there?
Right.
Kelsey being out there, I don't think they showed Kelsey that often, to be honest with you. I thought Kelsey did a good job and had fun while he was on the course, and that's what the par 3 is. It's a fun.
I was upset that he tried something that I feel like next time if we all get to go again, we need to try, and that was the egg salad pimento cheese sandwich on TV, and I feel like we need to try that. I'm just saying.
No, he invented the putting the two together and creating that monstrosity. But he's also the tush push guy. So, I mean, I think the par 3 is what it is. You go out there to see the families play.
I am 100% in on this.
My God.
I am 100%.
Yes.
But here's the problem that I have with this. I think it goes too far, and Shaq throws Kevin Hart in the pond on 9.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Eric.
Egg salad hat guy.
Has been talking about the egg salad hat.
Yes, that guy needs to go. Needs to go.
Like, that's hilarious, but I don't think that was a real hat from there. So
So speaking of broadcast, have you guys seen the article on Jim Nantz responding to backlash from Kisner over CBS's broadcast?
I haven't. I saw Kisner's comments tonight, literally while I was eating dinner, of him saying, "Do you guys even show a live shot?" I'm going to be honest with you. You had 2 players left on the golf course, and you couldn't find Rory's golf ball, and then the winning putt, we're staring at Rory's butt. I don't. CBS's coverage this year wasn't as good as it's been in years past. Kind of disappointing. Again, Nantz did a fantastic job. I'm not going to give Nantz. I will never take anything away from
Nantz. Is the GOAT.
But I'm not going to. I will say this: in years past, CBS, you've done a much better job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel the coverage is fine. I feel the coverage wasn't great this year. It's always good, but I think you're right. The coverage overall, I feel like the some of the secondary commentators were that old school type, quiet, boring golf.
It's true. You're not wrong, Daniel. You're not.
No.
I was disappointed. You had who I think is one of the absolute funniest people in TV coverage in Colton Oast on your broadcast.
Yes.
And you wouldn't let him be funny. You made him just do golf. And let Colton Oast be Colton Oast. Because the dude's hilarious.
And he's hilarious about golf.
Correct. And he covers it great. And you know what else we didn't get this year? Because I listened for it on Sunday. We didn't get the Jim Nantz one-liners about the Live Tour.
I think it's over and done. And next question.
I enjoy his one-liners. I'm not going to lie. All right, so Greg, you have to say something, and then we're going to go one more.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm hoping that CBS's coverage is better this week at the Heritage.
Okay, I'm good with that. So I was there Tuesday. We've talked about this. The over-under was set at 3.5 on pimento cheese sandwiches. Which way are you guys hammering on that?
I'm going over.
Over.
Oh, you should have taken the under. It was 2.
Ooh.
Who are you? What have you done with Steve?
No egg salad either. Did have a breakfast sandwich.
Straight pimento cheese.
I did have the breakfast sandwich, which was a sausage, bacon, egg, and cheese. I'm going to be honest with you, kind of disappointed. Should have been on a biscuit. It was on a hamburger bun.
Let me ask you. Oh, it was on a biscuit this year?
No, that was on a hamburger bun. Not really that good.
Oh, no, I had the chicken biscuit. The chicken biscuit was
chicken biscuit, yes.
For breakfast. Chicken biscuit. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How many crow's nests?
7.
All right, so you made up for the pimento cheese and crow's nest. All right.
You know what I am disappointed in on the golf course is you can't get an azalea on the golf course.
So funny you should say that. Last night at my golf league, I go to the bar right before the round, and I'm like, oh, I want to get a transfusion before I get out on the course. Literally asked the girl working the bar, I said, hey, can I get a transfusion, double transfusion with barkeep vodka? She goes, okay. They had stuff pre-made behind the bar. So they had transfusion, they had this blackberry thing, they had an azalea. 100% pours me an azalea. I didn't stop her. I was like, not what I ordered, but I'll take it. It's Masters Week.
I will tell you that the line for the merchandise shop never went away.
Never does.
No, but I felt like when we were there in 23, late in the day, we just walked into the building. We didn't have to wait in line. It was 40 minutes the entire day.
I think Wednesday is different because of the par 3.
Maybe. Fair point, Dave. Hat selection wasn't. I expected more this year. I did. I got this hat. I bought a white one. I got this little guy right here. Got the little guy here. I did buy this rocks glass. I know Bradley drank. There, it's coming.
For somebody
Who all is tired of everyone's
I
feeds
got
being
3 t-shirts.
shoved down with merch hauls?
Yes. Again,
Right.
it's another influence.
I did buy 3
of,
t-shirts.
Like,
I bought
why,
one. Yeah.
Buy it, wear it, enjoy it. Don't flaunt it.
I bought the caddy t-shirt, so I did get the caddy t-shirt this year. It was pretty amazing, not gonna lie. I did buy the pimento cheese shirt, and I bought a just traditional Masters tournament shirt. I bought the puzzle at some point that will be behind me here on the wall. And I bought my ticket holder, and that was it. And then I bought a couple other people's stuff that asked me. I got my dad a couple shirts, and then Bradley, my wife had appointments yesterday, so we didn't mail it out. I will try and get it mailed out to you tomorrow. Bradley did get a shirt. I did get him a shirt while I was there.
You know what you should have gotten? You should have gotten some clarity, like the Nikon Dual Shots rangefinder. If you're looking for crystal clear OLED technology and locked on stabilization, make sure you are checking out Nikon USA Golf, the official rangefinder of the LPGA Tour and the Golfing Dads.
So, speaking of things that Nikon can see, Greg, you're somewhere that we love this week. It is near and dear to your heart and my heart.
Yep.
Let's start the heritage really quick.
No. There are 2 more topics we need to talk before we go to the heritage, and they're quick topics.
We got 8 minutes.
And one of them, Greg, has been asked in the comments on Instagram.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
If you guys could, okay.
Is it this question?
It is. It says, if you guys could pick one day to observe any of the events, which day would it be? If you're at the Masters, we'll get to that one in a minute. If you could pick one day at Augusta, which one would it be? I would say Tuesday, having been there.
Hands down, Wednesday.
Skip it.
That par 3 contest. That par 3 contest is magical.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to that.
All right. Now, Daniel answered that question, so let's throw that question up really quick, Greg.
So, ask everybody, because the one that's been floating around has kind of put half and half, and I said no, put it as 1 on there. And what would your 1 be? The Masters, column A, is the only thing you can watch, the only golf tournament you can watch for the rest of your life, the only main.
Oh, I thought you said go to, not watch.
Column B.
Go to. Let's go with go to.
No, let's just watch go to. That's the only one you can be a part of. Is
go to.
The Masters.
Let's go with go to in attendance.
I'm not going with go to. That was not the point of this whole thing.
Okay, watch.
I'm taking A if it's go to.
Yeah, because not
if
everyone
it's
gets
watch,
to go.
I'm taking B. If it's watch, I'm taking B. If it's go to, I'm taking A.
Okay. I'm saying if I could only watch the Masters and I can't watch the rest, I'm sticking with the Masters.
I'm not arguing with that point, but I'm just saying that
I'm gonna go with if there's one golf tournament I could go to for the rest of my life, it would be the Masters. But if I'm choosing to watch things, it's going to be the Open, the PGA, and watching Team USA win the President's Cup and watching Team USA lose the Ryder's Cup. And that's just what it's going to be.
I still think the Masters is a magical place. And,
it is.
I'm going with that. So,
Greg, you asked a question in our text group and told us not to answer.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That was the last thing that I was going to ask is, all right, this is played every year at the same course. If you had to choose that the U.S. Open, the Open, and the PGA are played at the same course every year, Dave, I'll go to you first.
Mhm.
Where are you playing those if they did not change? Where are you hosting them?
I think the three of us are all going to say the same thing for St. Andrews for the Open Championship, correct?
Yep. All right. So the Open, we all agree, St. Andrews.
So I am going to the other for the PGA Championship and the U.S. Open. I am going to the two homes of both of those respective entities that run that. I'm going to take PGA Frisco for the PGA Championship down there in Texas. And I am going to take Pinehurst #2 for the U.S. Open.
So, Dave, I will tell you, I agree with you for the U.S. Open. Pinehurst #2 is where I think it should be held every year if that's the case. Steve, where do you have the...
I don't agree with either of you on the U.S. Open. I say we go to Pebble.
Pebble was my other option.
And if we're taking the PGA somewhere and I'm looking at making it the amazing championship that it should be, we're going to Oakmont.
Oh, I like Oakmont. I
thought about that. I picked courses because, especially for the U.S. Open, that are accessible for the public, which both Pinehurst and Pebble are. So I agree with that. But if we went for the home of golf for, we're
not alternating, Eric. This is one course like the Masters.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and that's why I chose the PGA for Frisco.
Okay.
I like the PGA in Frisco. I like Valhalla. I like all the tournaments that have been at Valhalla for the PGA Championship. So that's where I like that. So I think you can't go wrong with a lot of different courses here. So speaking of you can't go wrong with a lot of different courses here, Harbor Town this week.
Yeah, but you know what else you can't go wrong with?
What, Steve?
You can't go wrong with Upswing Golf.
No.
Grow like a pro with Upswing Golf. The best kids clubs on the market, from your beginners all the way up through into the teens. Go check out Upswing Golf today. Boys and girls clubs. Go get your set today and grow like a pro.
Greg, I can't wait to see Ollie out there on the par 3 with his clubs.
Oh, yeah. So he's already fighting us to get out there. He wanted to go out today. Now, the Heritage, this is a course, not only have we all played, but Dave, you and I have lived here for a good portion of our lives. So it's near and dear to all of our hearts. It is a fun course out there. It is a tight course. It is a tough course to play. The big hitters sometimes don't like playing this course because of the layout.
The llama.
But
big hitter llama.
It's a big hitter the llama. It's a Pete Dye Jack collab, the one and only.
Yep.
But it's such a fun course to play. Has so many great holes out there.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get out there.
Three
generations of us will be out there.
We're running up against the time.
Yep.
I'm picking first.
Yep.
We're not going to go through the odds. I was down to 2 people between Scotty and Jordan. I'm taking Scotty.
Saw that coming 6 ways from Sunday. Greg?
Greg?
All right. I want to take... He's playing well. I like him out here this week. And now that I say his name, he'll probably go out and win this thing. But I'm going to take Jacob Bridgman this week.
Ooh, good one.
I like that pick. I do like that pick. I'm going to see your Scotty and Jacob Bridgman, and I'm going to take the guy who hit the most fairways at Augusta National last week because you have to drive it great out there. Give me Cam Young.
So all right.
Cheers, y'all.
Everybody.
See you.
All right, guys. What a round today. Cheers.